it's Hannah and today I'm going to show you how to make this really cute brick stitch dolphin. I was asked way back in January to make a brick stitch dolphin and I never got around to making the tutorial because I'm super duper organised. But I'm making it now, so I win. It's relatively easy to make. I say that about all of my videos, but I guess anything's easy if you know how to do it. It's a bit fiddly. You start in the middle here and then you go up and then you go back to here and go down. It's a bit confusing. The tail bit can be a bit fiddly, but hopefully you can follow the tutorial and make one for yourself. The beads that I'm using in this tutorial are size 11 Delica beads. I've popped the link to the website where I got them from in the description box of this video, and until the 31st of December 2015 you can get 10% off any of their full price items on orders over £10 if you use the discount code TCOC10, which is 10, which is wonderful discount, so be sure to check that out. Before we get into the tutorial, I would just like to remind you, don't forget to like and to subscribe if you enjoy it, and with all that being said, let's just get on with the tutorial, shall we? So here is a short list of all the supplies that you will need to make this little guy. And we are going to start out by ladder stitching 13 blue beads. Don't forget that if you don't know how to brick stitch, to check out my brick stitch basics tutorial. A link is in the description box below as well as on the screen right now. It explains how to start, how to finish, how to increase, decrease, how to do the stitch, everything you need to know. The important difference between this one is we are going to leave a tail of around 50 centimeters because we are starting in the middle of our project. I also want to quickly add that a link to the pattern will also be in the description box below, so you can follow the pattern. Wonderful stuff. What a lovely colour that is. So now we are going to pick up 2 blue beads and we are going to decrease. This means we are going to skip that very first thread bridge and we are going through the second one. I have something tickling my wrist. It's very off-putting. And I can't see what it is. How frustrating. I clearly had trouble with this stitch. I don't know what's wrong with me. Must have been all fingers and thumbs. We all have days like that. Also, I am about to sneeze. Sorry about that. Now I'm picking up 6 blue beads and I am attaching those. I'm going to sneeze again. I can feel it. I can feel it brewing. Oh no, it may have passed. Good to know. Now we are going to pick up our black bead for his little eye and attach that, followed by 2 more blue beads. I really love this blue colour. I'm going to keep saying that throughout this whole video, so sorry. It's such a nice colour. It's one of the first Delicas I ever bought. Reminiscing. Now we are going to pick up 2 more blue beads and we are going to decrease these. Once again, skipping that first thread bridge because that is how we decrease. And now I'm going to attach 8 blue beads along the row. This does mean we are decreasing at the other end, but I'm sure you can work that out for yourself. Not too tricksy. I do like this nail varnish colour. Very nice. Wonderful stuff. We are going well. Now we're going to pick up 2 more blue beads and we're going to decrease. This is going to be very, very familiar. So get used to that expression. Sorry that my nails are significantly shorter. I had to travel by myself last weekend and I'm quite a nervous traveller, so I ended up biting my nails again even though I thought I'd stopped. Now we're going to attach 6 blue beads along the row. It's really annoying because I really thought I'd stopped biting my nails and they'd grown back nice and long, and then I just travelled by myself for, well, 11 hours on Sunday and it was horrendous. Now we want to be coming out of that bead there, so we're going to sew down into that bead and down into the bead diagonally to the left of it, scoot across the bead diagonally to the right, and back up through that second bead, because that's when we need to come out of. Then we're going to pick up 2 blue beads and technically decrease. So we are skipping that thread bridge next to the bead we've just come out of, and we're going through the one after. If that makes sense. Lovely stuff. Now we are going to attach 4 more blue beads. I hope my nails grow back in the next 4 weeks because I have a wedding that I'm going to, so I kind of want nails for that. Now we're picking up 2 more blue beads, and once again, you guessed it, we are decreasing. Lovely stuff. And now we're just going to attach 2 more blue beads. We're making his top fin. Is it a fin if it's on the top of the head? You know the bit I mean. That bit on top of his head. This is where I embarrass myself. So we want to come out of that second bead again. So once again, sewing down into that second bead, sewing into the bead diagonally to the left of it, sewing across to the one next to it, and back up through that second bead we wanted to come out of. Picking up 2 blue beads, we are skipping that first thread bridge and going through the second, which I believe is the final thread bridge of the row. And then we are going to pick up another blue bead, and we are going to increase, which means going into the same thread bridge that we just went through. It might be a bit of a squeeze, but you can do it. Wonderful. Now we're picking up 2 blue beads, and shocker, we've changed the routine. We are now increasing, going through that very first thread bridge this time. Isn't variety the spice of life? Now we're going to finish off our thread by sewing back through the work and getting ready to start on the lower half. You're going to pick up 2 white beads, and we are going to decrease. I changed camera angle in a second, don't panic. There we go. You can see it a bit better now. I accidentally switched the camera off whilst I was sewing back through my work. Now we're going to attach 3 white beads. Lovely. And now we're going to attach 2 blue beads, and this is for his side fins. His arm equivalent, if you will. You can tell I was never very good at biology. Don't know what animal parts are called. We're now going to attach 1 white bead. I mean, I know the basics. Now we're going to attach 5 blue beads. This means we're increasing on the other end. But like technical terms of dolphins, like the top fin, whether or not it's called a fin, that kind of thing, eludes me. Lovely stuff. Now we're going to start the next row by picking up 2 blue beads and decreasing. And somebody upstairs is stamping around quite loudly. How frustrating. Now we're going to pick up 1 more blue bead and attach him. I suppose more periwinkle colour than blue, but blue's easier to write. Now we're picking up 2 white beads and we are attaching those ones. Grand. 2 blue beads. And that is the end of that row. Wonderful stuff. Now you're going to pick up 2 blue beads and we are going to decrease. Wonderful. Oh, good shot there, Hannah, out of frame. Now we need to come out of that second white bead, so we're going to sew back through our work until we come out of that second white bead, if that makes sense. It just involves sort of going up and down through the row and getting the thread horrendously hooked around his poor fin and making a pig's ear of everything because you just happen to have a camera in front of you. It's always the same. I can do it fine if I'm just by myself, but then as soon as I have a camera between me and my piece of work, oh. So now we're picking up 1 white bead and 1 blue bead and we are going to decrease that one. That just means going through the second thread bridge away from the second white bead that you're coming out of. If I confuse you from my oral explanations, please just ignore me. Now pick up 2 blue beads and increase them. And increase the row means going through the same thread bridge. You know what I mean by this point. I clearly need another cup of tea. I've only had one today and it's 20 to 3 in the afternoon. Wonderful stuff. And now we are going to pick up 2 blue beads and decrease those ones as well. I'm getting totes emotion about Glee as well. Oh my goodness. I'm not even on the last season yet. I don't even know what to do. I've got 1 white bead and we're attaching that one. I need to find a new TV program on Netflix. If anyone has any good recommendations of something quite light-hearted, let me know. Now we're going to pick up 1 white bead and 1 blue bead and we are going to decrease. I have access to German Netflix, English Netflix and American Netflix, so share your recommendations with me because I need some new TV programs. Now we're picking up 2 blue beads and we are increasing. Basically we are going through the only thread bridge in the row because that is how we roll. And then we're going to do the exact same thing again. Pick up 2 blue beads and go through that only thread bridge that is in the row, which I've called increasing because I suppose it technically is. Now we need to extend the row, so we are going to ladder stitch on 2 blue beads onto the bead that we're coming out of. If there's a better way of doing this, please tell me, but this is the only way that I could think to do it. And now I'm going to sew back through that row, or weave back through that row, so I come out of the last bead. And be careful when you sew back through your work. I don't want any of your beads to break, because that is a right pain in the arse when that happens. And then we are going to ladder stitch on 1 more bead on this end, which I apparently have forgotten to add a subtitle for, but hey, that is how we roll. I'm very professional in the corner of craft. Now you're going to pick up 2 blue beads and we are going to increase. Wonderful stuff. Give it a wiggle. And now we are going to attach 4 blue beads, resulting in an increase on the other end. Lovely. Now I'm going to pick up 2 blue beads and we're going to increase here as well. And 1 more blue bead is getting sewn on. Then we need to come out of this bead here, which is the 3rd from the end. So I'm going to sew back through my work till I'm coming out of that bead. Take whichever route suits you. Try not to take too many shortcuts because otherwise your thread will show through and that's really annoying. So now we are going to pick up 2 blue beads and we are going to go through that final thread bridge of the row. And then 1 more bead going through that final thread bridge as well. And there is your little guy complete. Now you're ready to sew back through your work and trim off any excess. Thank you very much for watching this tutorial. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to give it a big old thumbs up. Your support, as always, does mean the world to me, and please feel free to hit subscribe. I post new craft tutorial here in the corner of craft every Sunday, and sometimes a bonus video in the week as well, just like this one here. I have a giveaway coming up this weekend, hopefully, so be sure you stick around and check that out. If you like bead weaving, you are going to love this giveaway. So make sure you come back and check that out on Sunday. As I said in the beginning, a list of all the materials and where I bought them will be in the description box below, as well as the discount code, so you too can get 10% off your purchase of Miyuki Delica beads. If you do decide to recreate something using one of my tutorials, I would love to see a picture of it, so please feel free to post a picture on social media using the hashtag #thecornerofcraft so I can check that out for myself, see how talented you all are and revel in your amazingness. It would be pretty cool. But yes, with all that being said, I think that's everything. Thank you very much once again for watching, and I shall see you in Sunday's video. Bye!